Alright, after a month without uploading anything, we are back. And Samsung yesterday launched a product that is not actually that interesting. Well, we are going to talk about it. So they launched two new things. Not actually new, it's more of a thing which I will explain later. The Samsung Galaxy Fold 4 and Flip 4. And what is interesting is they didn't change quite a lot. It's not even a huge major change. It's just a few refinements to just make the bad things from the last phone to just make it good on this. But there's some that still is worse, that is just continued from the last gen or from the last Z Fold or Z Flip 3. So let's talk about that. Well, the design on this phone is not actually changed a lot. It's just very subtle changes that just makes the new phone look a bit more better. It's just the refinement, as I said in the beginning. So the outer display, when you fold it, the taller display, the bezels around it is now even smaller than the last gen, which is nice, but which changes the aspect ratio a bit. But the changes are actually not a huge change. It's just not like wow, it's a huge change, that type of stuff. Just subtle changes that just makes the overall experience a bit better. Well, the inner display, the 7-inch, that the huge display, looks like a small tablet in your pocket. The huge inner display still have a crease which is still visible. I just don't know why they just doesn't improve that, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, it's even crazy on the Fold or the Flip. I just confusing with these names. Okay, fine. The display is still the same, but the bezels are also just a bit thinner and slimmer on the inside, which is not a huge change. Again, it changes the aspect ratio just a bit, but it's not a huge change. But the under display camera, which is from the last gen, the Z Fold 3, is now still here, but it is less visible, which means the pixel density is higher. So it just won't have the pixelated type of stuff when you just view it on an angle, but it's still visible when the perfect light hits it, and you can still see the shape of it, the camera. So the image quality is going to be so bad. It will be so noisy and just crazy processing to make it as good, but still you can break physics or yeah, it's how it is. Well, the performance and the battery is bit improved. So it has a more efficient chip which uses less energy, and gives more power. So it has the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1 and also a 4400 mAh battery, which is from the same as last year. So the performance is going to be great. I completely don't know because the benchmarks are not out yet. So yeah, but it should be more powerful than the last gen, which uses the Snapdragon 888. So yeah, it should be better because it uses less energy, and yeah, it gives more performance, which is really nice because it improves the battery life and all the related stuff. Okay, so the cameras are also improved. So it has a 50 megapixel wide, 12 megapixel telephoto and a 10 megapixel ultra wide camera. Foldable phones don't have really good cameras, but you have to see when actually people make reviews and post their shots, great shots on Twitter or Instagram or something. I don't know, but I hope it to be good. And also talking about the software, it runs Android 12 out of the box, and you can actually upgrade it to the Android 13, which is Samsung is rolling out betas on One UI 5, which based on the Android 13. So you'll have the new software, and Samsung is also promised to have 4 years of software updates. So yeah, other than any other smartphones, even Google's one, Samsung is the only phone that has 4 years of software updates and 5 years of security patch updates, which is really nice to hear. But because of this huge screen, they also added a new feature to give that the huge screen a use. And I hope people will get extremely how do I tell it, happy or type of stuff. I just used a lot of on this. Oh, and talking about likes, please hit that like button right now so I can know like you guys actually like this video. Well, they added a menu bar. I don't know what they call it, but they added a taskbar like type of stuff on Windows that you can see down below, which is like totally customizable. You can just put any app you want and you can just drag and drop to just like make use of that big screen. You can just multitask, and I think, hey, there's someone that I know has a huge market on this big screen that still makes the best tablets in the world. So yeah, right, who am I talking? Apple. If you actually want to upgrade it, so yeah, update this to the software without just making a mess with the stage manager. I never used stage manager before and just not using the betas right now. So when it actually comes out, I'll make a full video about that because it seems to be pretty interesting. And also the iOS 16 added a battery percentage on the new iPhone, like with the notch. Let's just stop talking about Apple and just go for that. So the multitasking is better, and I actually give a point to Samsung to just considering this. I don't know whether this new feature will be available on the Fold 3. Maybe it will, but it will definitely be cool to see it work on the Z Flip or the Z Fold 3. Yeah, I'm just totally confusing. So yeah, that's really nice. Well, let's move over to this Z Flip 4, the new one. But this also, as I told in the intro, still has quite a few changes, but it has two main things, and like the thing that is improving every year that I think is the battery life. So it uses the Snapdragon 8 Plus Gen 1, the exact same chip, but in a smaller like device, like the iPhone SE type of stuff, but it's just way more better than the iPhone SE, but whatever. So because of that chip, it's expected to have more battery life. So they bumped up the battery life from 3300 to 3700 mAh battery, which is really nice. But like we have to see whether that improves the battery life like an hour or 3 hours or something like that crazy, or not. We have to see that. So the cameras are like pretty much the same. Maybe it will be improved with the software, because of the new hardware, though, like the Snapdragon doing its thing to make the image look good. We have to see all of those on the reviews that people actually make it out. I just told this like what, 5 to 6 times, I don't know, but yeah, that's the performance and the battery type of stuff that is just refined and just upgraded just a bit to give it like reason to people buy this new smartphone. So that's it. Other than that, the outer screen that is just smaller, that besides the camera, so that has more features added, which is kind of useful if you ask me. You can just record it, and you can just use voice assistant and like speak to text or something like that. So yeah, there's a couple of things that if you're like Flip user, yeah, you'll definitely like that. And if you're not, maybe it has possibilities that you could love that features that is available on that screen. They added a couple of new features on this smartphone to use that screen without just opening it, because it's kind of irritating to open the phone and just use it. So the prices for the both phones, so these are the prices. So the Z Flip 4 starts at $999 and the Z Fold 4 starts at $1,799, which is like the same as the last year. I just can't think of like pricing, like the price drops, because it has been like 4 years since this thing just happening, but still the price is same. So yeah, if you're into that, this is the thing. So they also launched the Galaxy Watches, the Galaxy Watch, the Bluetooth version, and like the Galaxy Watch Pro, which is super cool to look with the titanium type of stuff. But this video is only for the foldable phones. So hope you enjoyed this video. I tweeted that this new phone will be like cool, interesting, but yeah, it was not like quite that. Like I'm just interested like it's going to be a huge change or type of stuff, but I kind of like this like improvements to make this phone as perfect as they can. So yeah, I guess that's good for like most of the people. So that's pretty much it. Subscribe if you want to see more short form contents like this, like just making a long information just shorter and more easier to be understandable by like more people, and you know, like tech updates. So yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button. It's definitely worth it than just watching a first YouTube video. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.